how's it going everybody? This is the Canadian Lad and today we're gonna be ranking the top 5 deleted scenes from Avengers Endgame. We all know how long of a movie Endgame was with a duration of 3 hours and 2 minutes including all the credit scenes. That's why Marvel had to cut down a lot of important scenes. So without any further ado, let's cut right to the chase. Number 5. Thanos kills the past Avengers. One early plan for Endgame had the past Thanos emerge from the Avengers time machine holding the decapitated head of 2014's Captain America. After sending Nebula to tinker with the time machine, this version of Thanos didn't bide his time. He went to Earth in 2014, which is his own timeline, destroyed it and killed all of its Avengers. Think of it as a practice. The plan included a shot that included the corpse of Giant Man in the background at one point, and Thanos comes through the portal and throws the head of Captain America at the feet of the present-day Avengers. Isn't that just horrifying to think about? The Russo brothers and both writers stick to this brutal version of Thanos for quite some time. But later they decided not to, not because of any studio pressure or anything else, but they just thought it's a movie where the Avengers win. Thanos had his win in Infinity War. Let's not glorify him anymore. So through this kind of conversations, they decided to cut this portion off from the script. Number 4. Black Widow and Hawkeye's battle against Thanos in Vormir. Through the number of set photos and newly released deleted footage, we're now getting to see that Black Widow was using her gun for a fight in Vormir. But in the movie, she never points any gun towards Hawkeye. Because the first draft of the scene was that Thanos somehow comes to know about the Soul Stone and comes after Black Widow and Hawkeye with his army, and there's a big battle of Vormir that takes place. And while the battle was going on, Black Widow all of a sudden just sacrificed herself in order to give Hawkeye the Soul Stone. It didn't have any emotional storm to it and felt a bit rushed. That's why the writers and directors chose to do what we saw in the movie, ignoring the first draft. Number 3. Ancient One and Hulk had an entirely different conversation. Yes, the scene between the Ancient One and Professor Hulk was a reshoot, as the first one had a completely different take on the story. The deleted scene only had the Ancient One explaining how time and reality works. It did not clarify the importance of returning the stones to each of its timeline to prevent it from the infiltration of dark energy. In order to have Captain America go back in time by the end of the movie, the writers and directors had to tweak the story again and bring back Tilda Swinton after a year to reshoot this scene that she had already done. Tilda said, and I paraphrase, "They had called me again after a year to reshoot this scene as they had changed a lot of my dialogues and some of the plot lines. They even tweaked my costume a little bit," which we can clearly see from the deleted footage that the first scene had her wearing a black costume and the one in the movie she's wearing a yellow costume. Nonetheless, Tilda was really happy with the reshoot as she said, and I quote, "It made the time travel rules of the movie much more clearer." Number 2. The romantic relationship between Thor and Valkyrie. There was a scene at the end of the movie where Thor goes on to kissing Valkyrie, the new king of Asgard. This scene, however, was not shot as this only existed in the concept. But now, after the announcement of Thor Love and Thunder, we can figure out why that might have been. Because Valkyrie in the comics is bisexual, and in Thor Love and Thunder, Jane Foster aka Female Thor is gonna be the love interest in Valkyrie's life. So it makes perfect sense why Marvel decided not to pursue Thor and Valkyrie's love story. Number 1. The Avengers kneeling down to the greatest superhero of all time, Tony Stark. The moment Tony breathes his last breath after saving half the universe, Hawkeye, being the most human among all the Avengers, immediately kneels down to pay respect to Tony Stark because he knows Tony's gone forever now. Looking at Hawkeye, T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, goes onto his knees as well to pay respect towards Tony Stark. That right there is amazing character development because in Civil War we saw Black Panther not giving a single shit about Hawkeye. But here, despite being a godly king, he is the first one to follow Hawkeye and kneels down too. This huge deleted scene also answers the debate whether Gamora was snapped away with Thanos or not, because it clearly shows her looking at everyone with no clue what's going on. Everyone, including a god, a mighty king, a half celestial, and a super soldier, all kneeling down to pay respect to Tony Stark. It's just truly the biggest emotional scene in the entire 23 movies Infinity Saga, and that's why I'm ranking this number 1 among the top 5. Do let me know what your thoughts are on all of these deleted scenes or concepts that did not make the final version of the movie, but have been revealed to all of us so we can ponder about how much different the movie could have been, but it's just perfect the way it is. If you like my content, please do subscribe and like and share this video, which helps me grow more on YouTube. And I hope to bring more quality content every day for your entertainment. See you lads tomorrow.
See what I have to deal with here? 10 years of this